So first on the docket for sports, obviously big news, NBA All-Star Weekend in Toronto. It was a big hit. Drake, TNT, NBA All-Stars, the dunk contest is kind of back. Why don't we start with you, bro? What'd you think? In Toronto for a while?
Yeah, it was a big deal, man.
Yeah.
Big deal. First All-Star game north of the border. So I think they've been holding for 60-something years. First one in Toronto. Weather didn't really pan out for a lot of people, but the stars all came out in droves.
Yeah.
Funny things were the Arcade Fire frontman being cut off by the
I
ESPN host for starting to talk a bit about politics.
Like America could learn a lot from Canada.
Yeah, America could learn a lot from Canada. That was kind of funny. Dunk contest was obviously incredible.
It's back. It was so
Aaron Gordon was phenomenal. I still thought Zach LaVine, by the way the rules are created, I thought Zach LaVine might have won. I don't think it was that crazy of a dunk contest. If the rules were different and it was best dunk of the contest, then sure, Aaron Gordon wins. But that wasn't the way the rules were set up.
Well, I think it's Gordon brought back that swag.
Huge swag.
And that was a big deal. And his dunks came through with the backed up his swag.
And one of the cool things, the backstories of the dunk contest is a lot of the dunkers are actually looking to a Canadian dunker for inspiration for a lot of their dunks. There's a guy out in Sudbury called Jordan Kilganon, who's actually a professional dunker, who's been putting these dunks on YouTube that a bunch of the dudes in the dunk contest were actually using. So those big arcing, the one that Aaron Gordon did, where the mascot was
turning
on
around
the wheels,
and he did a hammer like that.
That was a Jordan Kilganon dunk, which is a great dunk.
That's awesome.
So that was pretty cool, and on the whole, I think it was a big plus for Toronto. Mm-hmm. Game was the game. There's no defense whatsoever in the game anymore. It's kind of silly. It's not really a game of basketball anymore.
Yeah. It's more about our boy Westbrook. That
guy was the most selfish human being I've ever seen. That should have been Kobe's MVP. They should have just dished it to him.
Westbrook was not having it. he was not that MVP.
I respect that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We took bets. We were watching the game, and we took bets on the highest scorer for the West. And he gave me first pick, and I instantly...
I gave you first pick on both.
And I'm like, Westbrook, money. And he went with... Who'd you go with, KD?
Yeah.
I think with KD. Westbrook was just jacking up threes.
Okay.
Didn't matter.
Okay, but I picked Lowry in the East. Yeah. He got more points than your boy LBJ.
That's true.
Right.
So let's get it right for the camera, all right? You weren't right on both.
Who won I didn't even say that.
Who won the dunk contest?
A guy named Zach LaVine.
Zach
plays
LaVine.
for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
I thought Aaron Gordon was sweet.
I thought so too.
I actually think he should have won.
Because under the legs and over the
Well,
mascot.
what they say that he would have
great.
won bronze in high jump.
Yeah.
For how high he jumped.
Plus, he was sitting.
He was sitting.
His legs were at the mesh of the net.
Yeah, and this Zach guy or whatever, it's he was he wasn't behind the line for the three. When he went for that last Air Jordan dunk or whatever.
Oh, those jumps.
He was in the line.
No, he
Those
was
jumps were
never
unreal,
behind the line.
Yeah,
he was
never
behind. He was a toe over.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So
But
it's
they were pretty big jumps.
That's a huge
but-
jump. To be able to do that from that distance
I
is
know,
unheard
through
of.
the legs
Yeah.
too.
That is really hard to do. So
I
you have
don't
to give
know.
Zach
I'm with-
LaVine.
I thought Aaron won that.
You have rules.
I
set
think
up.
Aaron won it, but LaVine kept pace. You couldn't knock his dunks. You couldn't just knock LaVine's
He
dunks.
got a bunch of tens as far as the ruling of what a 10 is.
Yeah.
He got tens, right?
And it was. I think it was a big thing. Toronto put on a good show.
Basketball's
DeRozan.
pretty cool.
What do you think of the halftime show?
The halftime show was
It's a good sport.
it was abysmal. It fell flat.
Honestly, why not? I'm sure Drake would have done it. Why wouldn't Drake do it? He's there already.
I think it was a promotional thing. He was high-fiving all the All-Stars.
You could have just
as they were coming out.
You could have just did 2 or
was
3
just-
songs from Drake though, and it would have been way better than what it was.
Yeah, everybody would have went up and down. He could have got something, but it
Drake's
works.
already
It's okay.
doing enough stuff.
I
though,
know,
for that
I know,
weekend,
but it's
right?
Toronto.
It's
It's his
redundant.
city.
Well,
It's
it's
his
redundant.
city.
Yeah.
He's the
I
ambassador.
actually recommended
Maybe that's why he
Ryan's
wasn't
boy
allowed.
Biebs.
Technically, he is part of the Raptors organization.
Yeah.
He's the
So maybe that's why he
global
wasn't allowed
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
Got the
conflict
keys
of
to the
interest,
city now.
Yeah, he does.
Really?
Yeah.
One final thing on All-Star Weekend I loved was the TNT crew. Kevin Hart joining Barkley and Kenny was just comedy gold.
Kevin Hart was talked over a whole bunch. I
Oh,
don't know if you guys know.
Barkley was laying it down to Kevin Hart. There was one point when Kevin Hart challenged Kenny to a fight, and Charles is just sitting in the corner. He's like, nothing worse than when two people who want to fight who can't fight.
Yeah.
And then Kevin Hart shoots back at Charles like a diss about his tie. He goes, Barkley goes, tell you what, Kevin, I'm going to come over there. I'm going to smack the hell out of Kenny. And when you see how much pain he's in, you're going to leave me alone. Just like shuts Kevin. Kevin Hart's just laughing with it, right? Because Barkley gives it right back. Shouts to the TNT crew. The NBA All-Star, it was legitimately entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was
I don't even watch
show.
basketball. I watched it.
It was a fun performance, like with all the aspects came together. Like the games with like the background and the music, I think it all worked, and so it was really
very
event.
good production value, man.
I think so.
Very good production.
It's like even Cirque du Soleil in the beginning, they did an unreal intro. So kudos to them, and we'll move on into the fight world. And his destruction of the coral reef. What a segue! What a segue!
Yes, Paul Allen, co-founder of Microsoft, recently destroyed 80% of a coral reef off the Cayman Islands, and he himself is a billionaire conservationist who claimed